as long as I'm in a bit of a live streaming mood here, and Rosetta's busy with something else, maybe tomorrow we'll do something with her. But for now, get the review for last week's episode, Caves, out of the way before I start really falling behind. I got the other two in the pipeline. I'll be editing them tomorrow. Today was just a day to just kick back and veg for a while. I didn't even take trash out today. But Caves, basically a little bit of a lighthearted swipe at the number of Star Trek episodes in all series that take place in caves. And it's basically everyone, they to go down and, investigate some moss in a cave, and Mariner in mid-trance, but I hate caves. Caves. And they each tell their own little story about when they were trapped in a cave, starting off with Boimler. Well, they're just glowing moss, so they start reacting to them. And, where's the cave in? And suddenly the comms don't work. Oh, gee, yeah, hundreds of years of technology foiled by rocks. And it starts off with Boimler telling a story. He was on a mission just a few weeks back with Steve Levy, the resident conspiracy nut on the show. You've seen him before. The Wolf 359 was an inside job thing. Picard's on, and they kind of come to, they get trapped, and Boimler's the rational one. He's going, it's all a trap. Everything's, it's some kind of, Vendorian, morality test, I think. Like, will you stop with the Vendorians and Beta Contra? Nowhere near here. But they're going along. And, they find, a abandoned little car, scooter, their transport thing. One single seat, though. But, hey, it must have been left here by a previous away team. But there was only one seat. Someone's got to wait. At that point, Levy phasers the thing in a bit. What are you doing? What the? It's a trap. Oh, just conveniently a thing. Look. You ever wonder why you're the same rank, for a decade? Because you're insufferable. Wolf 359 was a tragedy. Picard is not a hologram. The EMH on Voyager is, and there was another one I forget. But it's like just telling them off that, and he's just all I want to do was help, and then. But as they're going along, and suddenly it is a Vendorian. The Vendorians go, this is their thing. They drag him off. They failed the morality. What? I mean, like, he's actually right for it. Even Levy was caught. Why? How do you? And he starts spouting to me. How do you know so much about it? Well, I'm on a subspace forum where we kind of make up, discuss various things. And suddenly they're all friends, and they pass the morality test, and they let them go. And it's like the rest of them are appalled that, and he mentioned, well, he's actually not bad. We've actually hung out on the holodeck a few times. You hung out with a holodeck with him and not us? That's our thing. They're all kind of offended at that. And as they, going along and still investigating, trying to, work on something, there's a mineral in the walls that might help them boost their communicate, the comm badges. So they, and at one point, Rutherford gets, Boimler, sacrifice his pants to the kid thing, and again we just phaser it and track to the end. Okay, we could have done that with my jacket instead, but as they're doing that, and Rutherford lets slip that he had a baby with the Dr. Tiana. Why? What? You what? I didn't tell you. No, yeah, you did. No, you didn't tell us. So we're going to tell. Furious back where Tendi and Rutherford are on a mission in a cave. Doing what? They were being led there by something. They had. Well, Billups was feeling got some kind of bizarre sickness, and the only real cure was this something with these ferns and or plants in this cave. And this lady, oh yeah, that's right. And as she's picking up this giant monster, oh, this hadn't been one of those monsters. And I think at that moment he just grabs her, throws her against the wall. She gets impaled on a rock. But as she's dying, she does kind of a mind meld thing with Rutherford, transferring her essence to him, and then immediately forming a clone baby in his belly. It's like, what? It's like, and again, a little thing where Dr. Tiana has him bite down in a boot, while she does a C-section on him, basically. And it's a little bouncy blue baby, clone baby, and it turns out Rutherford has some definite maternal instincts, whereas Tiana hates, babies and engineers. And as they're trying to figure it out, them whipping off while they're trying to find the way out. And about the time they're about ready to give up, the monster comes back, and they're back to the cave. And then, what are you doing? And Rutherford's touching around with his tricorder. We stop messing with the tricorder. And he joins into a universal translator and interpreting the roars of the creature, and says back, "Don't eat us." Where did you think? And he comes, "Did you just talk to me?" "Yeah. Wait, please don't. Why not want to eat you? I'm trying to protect my baby." "What baby?" And the ferns are actually growing out of a little baby monster. It's like, "Oh, I'm sorry." And, "Oh, I don't want to eat anybody. I'm just, And then they reach a report, and the kid, he lets them out. He shows them the way out, mainly by hitting the wall and causing a new cave to get out. And so they're all going, "Yeah, nice to know you had a baby." And then it comes to Mariner's turn, where she was on an away mission where the shuttle had crashed, and with some members of Delta Shift, who they kind of generally hate, and Delta Shift hates them back. But she's assigned to these 3 ensigns on Delta Shift, and that, and it should be noted, it was saying with the comment, Mariner does, sets and issues some orders. Get the med kit, because one of the guy breaks his leg horribly. It's okay. Get the med kit on there. Check the engines on the shuttle. And so she's very much and she's a very competent officer. She's not an idiot. She's not, she when needed to, she can't step up. And this is where I think, someone might want to point out, they needed an element, and they call it Pergium, but I think it's like they saw that it's Pergium. Again, same stuff they had in Jane, Devil in the Dark. Unless they're going to say Pergium is different from Pergium. Okay, whatever. That's a fair dodge. I'll give them that if they come out with it. But otherwise, like, oops, it happens. But they're trying to get to the deposit of Pergium right there. But the thing is, it's emitting chronotons, and as they try and get closer, it ages them rather badly. And like the Mariner gets old and gray, and then tries to go, and it's going to discuss little dispute between Mariner and this one gal from Delta, where they argument that where she's ordering, "Get back with the rest of them. That's an order." You can't, you beta shit is trying to, you always hate us because we're, no, we hate you because you're assholes. But they finally reach a agreement. Okay, maybe you're not so bad. Okay, I thought you hate us because you break shit all that. They hate beta because they're the ones who get the promotions. They get seen. I've seen Captain Freeman maybe 5 times. Ransom 3. It's they never see us. We get the same work that you guys do, but you get noticed. But we're still stuck in there. I'm sorry. I thought it was because we break things all the time. Well, yeah, that sucks too. And the day so when the 4th member of the away team managed to get around all this, and it's the other part of it where he regenerated down to a teenager and finds, hey, there's the other. Okay, great, yeah. Whereas the other guys, it's like they get back out of the team. They manage to get things established and regain contact with the ship. And they start chanting, "Delta Shift, Delta Shift," and go back. You chanted with them? That's our thing. Well, hey, that's a little bit of chant. They're not that bad. Not. At that point, the Moss just releases and pins them all to the wall. All this time during Tendi keeps trying. This reminds me of the time we're trapped in. That's a turbulence, not a cave. It kept shutting her off. That's nothing to do with this. We're doing cave stories. And finally, the Moss, enough! I want to hear the Green Girl story. It's like, what? Okay, fine. And there's the time when it was like first day, going back to their first day on the Cerritos after the rage virus is quit, and they're in the bar, and they're getting all good and drunk. And it turns out that halfway through, Mariner had switched out the synthahol for the real thing, so they really were drunk. And the cause of all the damage, and the turbo lift gets stuck. And they spend 4 or 5 hours in there playing the game of, what we would call the game of horse, with sock basketball. They're a game of targ. Like has them bouncing the socks off Boimler's face into a loop and telling story, guessing games and those stuff. Ends up they're all arranged in a kind of a circle, each resting on each other's belly, talking about how, you'll always be my friends, and it's like, and just Boimler snoring away. They're okay, I'm done. Of course, then the door rips open. Shaq's like, I'm here to rescue. Ah! Scares the crap out of him. And they all say, "Oh, it's a great thing." Mariner says, I near peed myself in the check. And Boimler says, what do you mean near? I totally did. It's like, we didn't need to know that, Boimler. Okay. And as they're all, their friendship is restored, they're all and more Vendorians in the back. Oh, friendship is restored. This is, thing. And so another happy pass of the morality test thing. And when it's, should we unblock their comms? No, let them enjoy them. No, let them enjoy them. Have the moment a little bit longer. It's all, everything goes back to the Vendorians. So it's like, again, the bam, bam, bam references are coming. It's like really the only one on this one is like, the fact the Vendorians are in it, the animators, and mispronounced per GM. Other than that, it's all really and just I got a reference back to the an earlier to the first episode of Lower Decks. Not a reference to other if they're got enough Mac, they can refer to their own stuff here. But yeah, this is this is really building up good relationships with these characters. This is good Star Trek. This is good writing. These are real characters coming up. We know the characters on this cartoon are more developed than anything on Discovery. Okay. They're all likable, really. Even Mariner's got points like she's not that bad a person. She's just a bit of a wild person, but something you can someone you can relate to. Me personally, because I love sticking it to authority. But yeah, it's like she's nobody on this is a Mary Sue. Okay, they've all got their issues. They got to deal with stuff. So yeah, this is a show that really needs to, need to get, if you can get past the very, the animation and the fact that it's a comedy. That's what a lot of people can't give. It's a comedy. I remind you, Roddenberry is not opposed to just occasionally having fun. Okay, so not everything has to be a preachy sermon. I'm going to find the clips. You can cut back and have a little fun sometimes. But yeah, I'm going to wrap this up here at this one. So at least get one self-contained video, and then maybe come back a little later for something else. But at that point, we'll talk at you later.